Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we're going to take a look at Kill Team Blood and Zeal. It's arrived this morning. I've ripped off the cardboard and we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing. We're going to run through the contents, talk about the sprues. There's a few cards I'm going to pick out as well. We obviously have the tokens and things because the cards are all included in these boxes, which is a blessing. Let's be honest, having to spend almost 20 quid on cards if you want them on top of buying these expansions is just ridiculous. So we've got a little bit to talk about with this one. It's probably not going to be a super long one because this is quite a straightforward 2-team and only 1 sprue per team, but 2-team box with a tiny amount of terrain, in all honesty. But let's just jump straight into this one. With the front cover, it's as you expect. It shows both teams. You've got your QR code there to scan for your free Kill Team rules, which is good. They're really doubling down on this digital rules for Kill Team, how it should be. I can't really fault them for that because I think that's something we've all been pushing for. But you do get the physical cards in here, which, and obviously the dossier has all the Kill Team rules as well. While they're, you know, not being errated or anything like that, they're still legal. But 2 very nice teams, very individual teams. You know me, my preference is the Goremongers. I don't really get the Imperial Weirdo, full-on zealousy stuff. But from a sculpture point of view, from a design aesthetic, from a Imperial human team, I think the Sanctifiers look stunning. Whereas the Goremongers, I just love the idea that they've gone so insane by seeing a bloodthirster that they went, yep, I want to be like those guys, and chopped off the legs. Bit of self-mutilation for the blood god there, and yeah, I think they're great. And then you get the shrine statue that you can deface or keep as pure as the Emperor himself if you want to. Overall, it's a nice box. I still think it's not as good value as Brutal and Cunning because of the amount of extra scenery you got in there. Jury's still out as to how this stacks up against the new Kill Team Typhon. We will see when we get that in our hands. But overall, not a bad box. I can't really fault it. It's got everything that you'd want from a new Kill Team expansion, and it changes up how you play, which is something that they've been doing with these boxes every time. So yeah, overall, it seems like the contents are a pretty solid offering. And when you open the box, that's what you're greeted with. Bases and plastic crack. And that's our little cover folder for our dossier and our cards. There's 3 card packs in here. So you've got the Blood and Zeal gameplay cards, and then the Sanctifiers, Goremongers, A5 instruction booklet for like building manual. Surprised it was A5, they're normally A4, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I flicked through it myself, everything looks clear and easy to follow. They normally are anyway. But yeah, can't fault that. And then the dossier, and then the tokens. Tokens themselves are double-sided. And we'll just run through some of these. So at the top we've got the Goremongers. You've got both tank full on the right hand side there, and then half tank. On the left, bloody cadaver marker. You get 2 of those. Then the gory totem. You can use these tokens, absolutely. I think it would be cool just to kit bash your own on a small 25mm base maybe. The tokens themselves are about 20mm, I think. So, you know, it's not going to be the right size, but it would be really cool. I mean, you might be able to find a smaller base or just have a little custom bit of plastic that you put your gory just bodies and bits and whatever keeps your team going, which I thought was quite cool. So everything that you need there, a couple of other bits as well, bleeding token because they do bleeding damage, and yeah, that's I just like that you've got these tanks. It is an 8 model kill team, and for some reason there is 10. They're probably just filling this out as they go. So that's the Goremongers, and then over to the Sanctifiers, you've got an ungodly amount of blaze tokens. That's a lot of blaze tokens. You've also got Breathing Fire, which is a new ability, I believe. You've got the Doused for when somebody explodes and just covers their opponents in, guess it's Promethium, isn't it? orator tokens for your leader when he's booming out and giving that buff. Was it the 6-inch buff of damage reduction, I believe it was. Holy Light is there as well, and then you've got Miracle Token, Burning Hands, among all other things, everything that you're going to need to go with your equipment and your operative special abilities. I like these. I think that they've done the tokens really well this time round, and just how they're designed to just fit around the curved bases. I just think it's just neater. Doesn't really do much to the gameplay, but everything's that little bit neater when you're playing. So yeah, I like that. And then you've got your bases, your base size, so if you want to proxy anything, again, a really nice addition. Never thought GW would do anything like that. That's good. And then just some random tokens there as well to fill in if you're missing any actions or anything like that you need. There's the dossier front and back. It's got everything that you expect. It's got lore, it's got rules for kill teams, it's got your scenarios, overview of what's going on with Volkus, and a showcase of miniatures as well. Yeah, it's a kill team dossier. We've seen enough of them in the last 4 years. And then just a close-up on the box of cards. We got the Sanctifiers, that one on the right, the Goremongers, and then the new way to play with the Blood and Zeal. And then the cards, I'm only going to go through the Goremongers. This is what's in them. It's everything that you expect. It's everything we've seen before. Same with the previous box, and same with the individual kill team cards that you can buy loose if you wanted to pick them up. You've got your firefight ploys, your strategy ploys, your faction rules, faction equipment. Universal equipment is included with all of these as well. Your mark tokens, and then your operative order and data sheets as well. So everything you need, that's there for both teams. As I say, I'm only showing the Goremongers, but the Sanctifiers has all their relevant things as well. And then over to the fun bit. This is the Blood and Zeal deck. So this is the new way to play for this edition. You get 16 cards of each, so 32 in total. And I'll just pick out some of my favorites. You can see there, plus D3 damage to a shot. Pretty nice. You got D3 damage to a strike as well, so if you're more of a melee focused, like the Goremongers, you can play that one. Critical attack, you just turn a normal dice into a critical. If you don't have any normal dice, it doesn't do anything, so that balances out a little bit, but that's quite nice. I really like the double fight shoot. Just perform a fight or shoot action again, but you've got to have performed. It's a repeating of the same action. Take initiative. Play this at the start of the strategy phase. You don't roll, you just have initiative. Very strong. And then max success attacks. Retain all of your dice as normal successes without rolling them. No crits, but I'm just gonna play that card and I'm gonna smack you really, really hard in the face. So that's some nice stuff for the blood side. And then Zeal is much more defensive. One of them is the +1 APL for control, so that's quite a nice little extra. Minus D3 damage for the shot, mirroring the blood option, but it's just reduced D3 damage from whatever wound you're taking. Same for the strike. Max defense, so you keep all of your defense dice as normal successes, which is pretty good. Revive unto 1 wound, very similar to the medic rule, but you can pop it on anyone, which is quite good. Free action, pretty solid. Double block in fight, which is quite nice. So use this card when fighting or retaliating. When you block with a success, it can be allocated to block 1 as normal or 2 unresolved successes. Quite nice, just beefs up your defensive powers. Yeah, there's some really nice stuff in it, and it's new fun ways of changing the game. I think keeps this alive. It's a solid rule set, but this stuff, the new teams alone, inject new adrenaline into playing. But if you don't want to do the new teams, and you can, hopefully they'll release this deck separately when everything, this box is separated out, and probably in about 3 months' time when everything is released. I'd like them to at least release this digitally so that you have access to the Blood and Zeal deck, because it does seem like a fundamental way of changing how the game plays. Only if you want to play it. I don't know if this will work in tournaments and things, but it's just a nice little extra. As I say, knowing Games Workshop, they're probably not going to release this separately, and the only way that you can get it is in the Blood and Zeal box. They hinted at that with their preview article. I hope that's not the case, because this is something that they've been hyping up, but it's also just such a fundamental change to give you so much extra to play with. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing these out. They do sound quite strong, but hey, it just adds to the game. Everybody would have access to them. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it does. Like I say, I don't think this is going to be a tournament legal deck. I think this is more just for fun and playing at home with your friends. Then on to the plastic. Now, I'm not that excited by this scenery, in all honesty. I prefer buildings and blocks and bits that you actually add to. I know that this has rules and you can do things in scenarios with it. Got no problem with that, but it's just a big Imperial statue. What I will say is those wings are just stunning. The detail, the feathers, they're just incredible. You could use those on a rather nice, I mean, you might have to cut them down a bit. A rather nice, maybe a Dante conversion. Maybe you wanted to do a statue for Sanguinius. You could switch them out for some of the Stormcast stuff. Yeah, I think Blood Angels players would make a really cool HQ character on Jump Pack with these wings. If I'm honest, they'd be way over the top, but isn't that sort of the point with Space Marines and things? 40k is over the top. I just think that they're really cool. I don't think they're practical to do that. That's where my brain went with them. Not a bad sprue. It's all included on that one sprue there. And it just gives you a big terrain piece. I will build it, I'll paint it up. I'm not sure how I'll paint it up, maybe marble. Try and do it that way. But it's a nice to have. Let me put it that way. I'll probably chaosify mine up a little bit just to make it more interesting. But yeah, it's kit that we've seen before. I mean, 2019, it's 6 years old now. So they are just repackaging it, but we know that most of the Kill Team stuff is all new terrain with this season's. The Tyrannid stuff, I believe, is all new for the next box as well, so we can let them off with this. Over to the Sanctifiers, again, they're just one sprue, I suppose it's 2 sprues, isn't it? But it's just one A4 size sprue. Lots of options on there, lots of different heads, some really nice bits of detail. The missionaries have, you know, the backpacks and things that add quite a lot extra to their models. You've got melters, you've got plasma, you've got flamers, you've got all kinds of melee weapons as well. Well, chainswords, but there's a lot of them. Robotic arm there with the chainsword, big pyre blaster chainsword thing. Yeah, just really nice, but there's so many different heads. Poses will be fairly static, I think, if you're running units of 10 of these and maybe duplicates in 40k. On the whole, I think there's quite a nice little amount of customization for a kill team. As I say with 40k, I'm not entirely sold that they're going to look that different to anyone else's. But then all of that stuff comes down to the paint job, doesn't it? Your main operatives, with the specialist ones, they're going to look fairly similar. As you can see there, you've got the Burning Hands woman. I didn't remember their names. As I say, it's not a team that interests me. You've got her. She's just a 2-piece, or maybe a couple more, but she's a couple of pieces, but it's a set face, set pose. And same with the Survivalist, I want to say. That's again a set pose, set piece. But everybody else, there's a little bit of customization for you to play around with, which is quite nice. And that's just the back side, so you can see many different heads. 2 different heads for the Cardinal. Or the Orator, or whatever he was called. Yeah, just a nice, very individual, very unique set of models to use in both Kill Team and 40k. And over to my favourite, so this is the Goremongers. It's every bit as Conite as you'd expect. Just chain swords, a couple of auto pistols, chain glaives. I love the chain glaives. I really love these chain glaives. And you can see all of these models, most of these models in some way. The big chain weapons, they are chained to their arms as well, which is just a nice little touch. I know it's equipment in the game. It's a nice little touch on the models as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to building these first, in all honesty. There is a mix of different heads, but the heads are all masked up and yeah, they're just mad. Absolutely mad. I love this team. I love the design. I love their rules. I think these are probably going to be my main kill team moving forward once I'm up and running with them. We'll see. They might be a little bit too smart for me to get my head around, but I just, as an aesthetic, I love them. I think they'd be great in 40k. Having looked at their rules, they're fairly, you know, they're chaff units for your world eaters, but they're not bad. I'll link the 40k rules video at the end of this if you're interested in the 40k side of things, because we went over the data cards yesterday for Sanctifiers in Agents of the Imperium and Sisters of Battle, and then obviously the Goremongers for World Eaters as well. But these would be great in Necromunda, just as a custom outcast gang, Cawdor. There's all sorts of things that you could do with these. You could do Venators, you could just go mad. It's the joy with Necromunda. Both of these kill teams actually would fit perfectly with Necromunda, depending on how you wanted to go about it and what lore you wanted to make gangs. Now that's a complete side video if we were going to go down that route. Like I say, I love this kill team. I think the Sanctifiers are very nice models. Not for me, but I can appreciate them. These guys are just everything I didn't know I wanted in kill team. And that's the backside of the sprue there. Just the detail is fantastic. Yeah, can't fault them. Can't fault them at all. Like I say, I'm looking forward to getting these built first, is the plan. But that's it for Blood and Zeal. Overall, quite a nice expansion. The most interesting thing in there is the Blood and Zeal deck and how it's going to change the game. Like I say, tournament-wise, I don't think it's going to change much. It'll just be two new teams. The Sanctifiers seem pretty good. They're glass cannons. They are very low wound. And if you don't play them right, they're probably quite low defense. Whereas the Goremongers just want to get in and smack you very hard. They have a bit of damage mitigation and their faction rules are quite nice with the Gore tanks and healing, and they can only be shot with so much damage per shooting action, and they have some fun little rules, but I think you're going to have to figure out how to play them to get the most out of both of these teams. I don't think they're simple point and shoot or point and fight teams. So that's going to be the learning curve. We will hopefully be able to go over each of these teams in a bit more detail. We just need to get all that sorted. I wanted to get the unboxing video out first. Obviously that's the main focus here. So I'll tag the data cards for 40k at the end of this video. Let me know what you think of Kill Team Blood and Zeal, and if you were able to get hold of it. I know it was up for pre-order for quite a long time considering how quickly these boxes go. Hopefully everybody that wanted one got hold of it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.